What's up everybody? It is I, Hero Vange, and welcome to another Pokemon Go PvP Rainbow Cup video. Today we're gonna start off with Forretress, and Forretress I think is gonna be a special addition to your team. The things that he can do, no other Pokemon in this meta can do as well. But before we get into the video, I think that you should watch my Meta Simplified guide right there, because some of the things that we're gonna talk about in this video are referencing that video. So yeah, definitely start there and then come back here when you're done. So the first two videos are gonna be clear-cut examples of what Forretress can do. The most important matchup that he has is against the grass types. So this first one is gonna happen really fast. I don't think I'm gonna be able to commentate over it. So here I am having practice battles with my friends. He gets off a charge move. I'm like, you know what, let it hit me just so that I can see how much damage it is. It does a lot of damage. I swap to my Executor and the HP just disappears. Okay, Executor is double weak to bug type. So yeah, that is a farmable matchup. You don't need to worry about a single thing. You resist everything from Executor. So yeah, that's a farmable matchup. Okay, so you know, right here, battling it down with my Azumarill. I'm gonna lose this match, but another important matchup right after this one. It's gonna take a while. He's getting off heavy slams. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff about Forretress in this video. Okay, so right here we've got Forretress versus Venusaur. Okay, interesting that he pulled that out on my Forretress. He can actually just kill me with his Magneton, but I think he's trying to you know, knock my HP down, or I don't know, get my energy off or something. I don't really know, but yeah, that one is also a farmable matchup. So I played that wrong. I shouldn't have thrown a heavy slam, but I guess, you know, in this case, I only have one Pokemon, so you know, I'm just trying to I lose. So for the grass types, those are all farmable matchups, especially Executor, who is double weak to Bug Bite. Just chomp, 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 you're good. Okay, for Venusaur, he's gonna get off 3 Frenzy Plants before you can kill him with your fast attack. But yeah, no need to worry. You're gonna come out with 6 HP and you're gonna throw charge moves at the next Pokemon. For Meganium, some people might think, oh, you know, it's got Earthquake, you might need to block that. Actually, no, because in The Sims, you can kill it even if you get hit with 1 Earthquake and 1 Frenzy Plant. Yeah, you can survive that with 7 HP, more than, you know, one point more than Venusaur's 3 Frenzy Plants, and then throw charge moves at the next Pokemon. Basically, all of those are farmable. Now for the second video, we're gonna talk about his second most important matchup, and it's not this one. Not this one. No. This is just a review. We have 1 Frenzy Plant. Okay, it did come in with a little bit of HP difference, but it doesn't matter. Second Frenzy Plant, not gonna throw a single thing, not gonna block. Okay, third Frenzy Plant, and yeah, he can take it. So he's gonna take out my Venusaur, and this one right here, he's got all the energy in the world, right? Okay, he does get walled by Mantine, right? And this is the matchup that I'm talking about. Very important matchup right here. Okay, the Lawnmowers versus Forretress. Well, he's also a lawnmower, but the other Lawnmowers versus Forretress, they all beat him. That one right there, it doesn't seem like it's clear, but you know, well, there is a huge HP difference, but just know that if you're on the same footing, same ground, you lose that matchup against Mantine. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't seem like it because he's Steel type, but he's also part Bug, and that's why the Flying type attacks are neutral to Forretress. So yeah, that's why he loses that. So all the Lawnmowers, Mantine, Ninetales, and Charizard, they all beat Forretress. Okay, it's a little bit more obvious with the Fire types, right? So yeah, so my Quag is gonna take out his Quag, but the thing is, he's got Magneton, and I've got Mantine, and I die. Forretress loses all the matchups against its fellow Lawnmowers. Mantine doesn't seem so obvious, but the thing is, it does neutral damage to Forretress and completely walls Forretress. Charizard and Ninetales a little bit more obvious because Forretress is double weak to fire. Now for the next 3 matches, I'm gonna show you 3 Pokemon that are currently not that mainstream but might become meta. I mean, nobody can really tell. Nobody can really predict how the meta will evolve throughout the month. So yeah, let's get into it. So for the first match, we've got Azumarill versus the Lord Quagsire. Dangerous, but it depends on the moveset. What moveset does it have, right? If it's Sludge Bomb, I'm dead. If it's something else, playable. Okay, he took a long time to charge. I'm gonna block it. It's an Earthquake. So for the Earthquake variant, what you want to do is block the Earthquake. If you don't block the Earthquake, you're dead. Okay, but yeah, if you block the Earthquake, you're fine. But he burned both shields. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to take this first match, right? I know it's okay. I've got Venusaur in the back, plus I've got shield advantage. I'll take the shield advantage. Okay, so we're gonna bring out Venusaur. I'm gonna farm that thing up for energy, and now he has no shields. I've got a very good finisher Pokemon. He pulls out Slowbro, and I have PTSD from the Nightmare Cup with Confusion users. So I threw Sludge Bomb accidentally, but I've got Forretress, and Forretress completely walls all the Confusion users. Alright, so all the Confusion users, you can handle that with Forretress right there, okay? And you also don't need to block a single thing from them, okay? You can just farm them up, you're good, okay? And that's gonna, I guess, it's gonna fuel you to finish matches because you get a lot of energy. So, yeah. So for the Confusion users, you wall those Pokemon, you can farm them up for energy, don't need to worry about a single thing, you can take all their charge attacks, no need to shield, plus, you know, if it's Executor, it's double weak to Bug type, and so it's just gonna disappear. So you've got those matchups. So for the first matchup, we've got Azumarill versus the Quagsire. Okay, this is a very moveset dependent. What does it have? It's gonna get off a charge move pretty fast. So I'm thinking Acid Spray. Alright, Acid Spray versus Azumarill is actually probably the worst one, okay? Because if I block one Stone Edge, which I'm gonna do right here, alright, block that one, I can actually beat it in the one shield scenario, okay? So I'm gonna get off an Ice Beam, he's gonna block it, and then I can farm out the rest of his HP. He's gonna get off a Stone Edge, but it's not gonna be enough to kill me, okay? So yeah, and I get off a lot of energy from this. So yeah, Sludge Bomb kills Azumarill. That is a Azumarill Slayer. Earthquake, as long as you block the Earthquake, you're good, right? So yeah, Kingdra comes out, and I was panic charging Hydro Pump, so I didn't do a lot of damage to it. Ice Beam would have done more damage. Okay, fortunately for me, I've got Forretress, and this is something that Forretress has over all the Pokemon in the meta. He's got fantastic resistances. Okay, so he kind of protects you from the things that might be there and the things that might not be there but might be there. You know what I'm talking about? So for Kingdra, he's quite doo-doo in The Sims, right? Sorry, Kingdra users. I'm just trying to be real here. He's quite doo-doo in The Sims, but in actual play, he's actually pretty good. He's a fantastic generalist. So for the Kingdra matchup, what you want to do is you want to farm him up. You want to just farm, fast attacks, but you want to block once. If you don't block once, he might ding you with a Hydro Pump, and then you're dead. So yeah, you can farm him up, you can throw charge moves at the next Pokemon, but just block once. Now back on the topic of Kingdra just for a sec, I'm not sure if he's gonna be meta, right? Because in The Sims, he's quite doo-doo, but he's a fantastic generalist. He can come into a damaged Pokemon, just the right damaged Pokemon, eat them up for energy, and then devastate the next Pokemon with really heavy charge moves. But yeah, I'm not sure if he's gonna be meta. He's powerful, but you know, Forretress has that. Now for the next match, we've got Charizard versus Poliwrath. It's a legacy, so fantastic. It's not a bubble. If it was a bubble, it would have wrecked me. This legacy Pokemon though is very dangerous to my other teammates. We've got Lantern and Forretress, so yeah, it's gonna be very dangerous. So I have to take this out with my Charizard. So it's one of, you know, the only water types that Charizard can actually take out. So here I am. I just want to make sure that I take it out or get it down really low. So I'm burning both shields just to make sure that my Charizard, it's super squishy, right? Super squishy. I just wanted to make sure to take it out. Okay, so I get it down really low. He's gonna get off a charge move right here, and it takes me out. See, I needed those shields. So since it's very low, I'm thinking, you know what, bring out Lantern because it's a little bit more bulky compared to Forretress. Forretress still would have taken a good chunk from that power-up punch. So he brings out Kingdra. I've got that. I'm gonna throw a Thunderbolt, but I was thinking also that I'm probably not gonna get to another Thunderbolt, so I swap to my Forretress. Plus I know that I wall this thing, right? But this right here is the matchup that I'm talking about against Beedrill, and specifically Bug Bite Legacy Beedrill. You actually can't farm it up. You can't. You do have that matchup, but you want to throw Heavy Slam, okay? You want to throw Heavy Slam. Alright? So, yeah, I take it out, but yeah, Kingdra kills me, and then I'm gonna be able to water gun it into the ground. So yeah, GG. So for Legacy Bug Bite Beedrill, you definitely want to shield once, plus you want to spam Heavy Slam. It's not a farmable matchup. It seems like it could be a farmable matchup, but it's not a farmable matchup. The off-meta Pokemon are still actually very powerful, and some of them can get an angle on your team, and so you want Forretress on your team because those resistances, those fantastic resistances are going to guard you from things that you might not expect. Now, this last matchup is probably the most complex matchup that you're gonna face with Forretress, and so I want you to understand how to play it. This is also a very important matchup, and it's gonna determine a lot of things. So let's see how we do. The matchup that I'm talking about is versus Quagsire. For Quagsire, I think the best version of Quagsire that you might be able to beat is the Earthquake version. Now, him beating you is dependent on him hitting the Earthquake, and you beating him is also dependent on hitting the Earthquake. Now, here's the difficult thing. Now, this is the thing that we have to talk about, right? The moveset. The moveset for Forretress is Heavy Slam and Earthquake, and that's what lets you beat Quagsire, right? It's what lets you beat Quagsire because Heavy Slam is such a good shield bait, right? Rock Tomb is not gonna cut it. It's not gonna let you beat Quagsire. But the thing is that the Heavy Slam Earthquake combination is only used for that one matchup. Heavy Slam is really trash. It's garbage for this meta. It's resisted, double resisted by some Pokemon in this meta, and so really, it's just for shield bait for Quagsire so that you can land that Earthquake and kill it, right? So, yeah, is it worth having that moveset just for the coverage of Quagsire? Or is it better to have Rock Tomb because you have so many farmable matchups, and after you finish that farmable matchup, obviously what's gonna come up on you is a Lawnmower, right? Because the fellow Lawnmowers beat out Forretress. The fellow Lawnmowers are also mostly weak to Rock types. Mantine, weak to Rock. Charizard, double weak to Rock. Ninetales, weak to Rock. So if you have Rock Tomb, you might have a what's up factor against your counter. You might be, you know, be able to like hit them pretty hard with that Rock Tomb. Obviously, you're only gonna be able to charge up once because after your farmable matchups, you have very, very low HP. So yeah, I guess it's gonna depend on how you build your team of 6. If you have good enough Quagsire coverage, you might not even need Heavy Slam, right? You might not need that shield bait. You might want to have Rock Tomb so that after you farm up the grass, after you farm up the confusion users, after you farm up, let's say, Kingdra with 1 shield, you might have that Rock Tomb say what's up to the incoming Lawnmower, or, you know, basically use him as a finisher type Pokemon. But if you don't have that Quagsire coverage, it might be nice to have the option to hit him with an Earthquake after a shield bait with the Heavy Slam, right? Up to you. Now, there are some other matchups that I left out of this video, but are less important because they're quite obvious, right? Like, example, the Electrics. They beat him because they outspam him, right? And then Azumarill beats him because Azumarill outbulks him. Is that a word? I can speak English. But sometimes though, you might be able to meet them after farming up something, and then you can Earthquake them to death. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Remember to leave a like. Comment down below. Are you gonna use Rock Tomb or Heavy Slam? You want the shield bait, or do you want the what's up factor, the anti-counter factor, right? Still gonna test, actually, for me, okay? Still trying to figure out which one I want, but yeah. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, ding that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys!